where characters, like, just do a whole lot of really, really stupid shit. Right? So there, she's getting out damaged. There, like, she's getting, like, beat by things like that. In every other game, she's basically been, like new Chun, top 5 for sure. Like, from what Chun players are saying, the new Chun is top 5. Alright, actually, let me put Chun versus Chun. It doesn't really matter where we start, honestly. Everything, apparently. Watch the PlayStation 5 be the PlayStation 4 with more memory space, and it just actually does what it's supposed to do. So first thing we're going to start with is her stance and how that affects her hurtbox. So she would have a problem, kind of like the bears, where her animation, well, not like the bears, but like kind of more like Jack, where her animation is further than her actual hurtbox. So you would have things like this. My leg is going through her foot, right? Just straight through it. If you kept her faithful to her, like of course you could just change this, make her like a hurt box, right? But then what about mid pokes, right? Like from this distance, I'd punch through the gap between her leg and her arm. So unless you make a hurt box that's not there, goddamn idle stances. Unless you make a hurt box that's not there, you know how many times people are going to get pissed because they feel like they've hit her, but they didn't? You see this? This I already know is going to piss some people off. Her arm and her leg are extended out, but her body is all the way back here, right? So where she actually is versus what you're seeing she is, like her position isn't where her arms and legs are. Her position, like, her position is where her thigh is. Not even where her thigh is, more like her, kind of like her elbow. Like from her elbow past, that's basically where her hitbox actually is. So, off the bat, that's gonna have problems. People are gonna complain about that. Number 2, all of her normals, she kind of scoots forward and then scoots back. Literally everything. Look at this button. You see how far she leans forward and then immediately goes right back? You try with punishing this in Tekken, where movement is automatically slower. Granted, this move would probably be slowed down. It would probably come out around... yeah, probably. Instant micro dash electric, right? But what about other characters? like, other things, like her jumping moves. These moves, like, are like moves like this, right? This move would be a high, right? This move would probably be a high. In fact, I think it whiffs on crouchers at certain distances. Yeah, it whiffs on crouching people at certain distances. Oh no, it just whiffs on crouching people total. In general. But, like, this move, from, like, this range, right? This move is ridiculous. Oh, you decided to whiff jab. You whiff jab from over there. And because of, like, again, this wouldn't really work in Tekken, but because of, like, properties in Street Fighter, if you whiff jab from this range and I do this, I'm getting crush counter. No, that's not it. The hit properties in Street Fighter are also kind of stupid. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like here you, like, off of this, she dashes up, does something like that. Another thing is that, like, that's just, like, her normals, right? Like, things like this. These are really good. These are, all of her low kicks are lows. This is a low. This is a low. This is a low. They probably would put, like, this and this in the game, right? Which I guess makes sense. Like, because that's what they did with Akuma. They put his... No, they put his crouching medium kick. So he do this. They do this and this. Right? So now, with her off of her crouching medium kick, she can get any of her kicks. Right? So from here, knockdown. +6. So now I'm knocked down. You're knocked down. And I get out. I get Oki from this distance. Because it's just a single dash up. On the other ones, I'm +3 here. Press a button, I dare you. Press a button, I dare you. Right? And then from, like, bird kick. What was that again? +17. Well, I'm all the way over here, so I'm not catching back tech. But yeah. So things like that, right? So now I don't need it. If this was like other game, like from here, like, granted, they could probably just change, they might just change the properties, right? But this is something Chun-Li has always had, so they'd have to alter the character for this to be fair in Tekken, right? Right, and I'm pretty sure this, like, if they, back rise, yeah, if they back recover, I should be wait, how plus was I? Oh, so I was +11? Yeah, +11. Wait, I could be doing that fast. +14, so that means on back recovery, that's +19. Yeah, close enough. Yeah, plus 19. It all depends on when you do the dash. Two dashes? No, second dash is minus 2. Oh no, I'm plus 2 if I do it fast enough. So that means on normal attack, am I still plus? No, I think I'm like neutral. No, I should be minus 3 actually. But anyway, so I'm sorry, I got lost in neutral things. But so like buttons like this, right? She's able to like, hey, don't jump at me. Don't do this, don't do that, right? Granted, in Tekken, nobody's jumping at you aside from Akuma, right? Nobody's really doing any of this. So, but her light kick, pretty useless. Back heavy kick, like you could make it a launcher, like in Tekken, you could make it a launcher, but other than that, it's not really doing anything for you. Because it's only hitting like right next to her. You can make it like Hwoarang's back 3, right? And this could be a whiff punish. Actually, what is this move called for future reference? Tenkyu Kyaku. Okay, so that move comes out frame 8. And it's 0 on block. This move right here, frame 8, 0 on block, right? So you'd probably make this like, in Tekken, you'd make this 13, 14 frames. Like if you're like, because nobody has like something faster than that. So in Tekken, you'd make it 13, 14 frames. Maybe even slower, right? If you want to be anything faithful to the original. This would launch or something like that. Probably be like Hwoarang's back 3, things like that. So with buttons like this and doing shit, oh, I can't even, so this, what is the name of this move again? Hake. Hake is 7 frames and is plus 2 on block, plus 3 on hit. It's active for 5 frames. This would be basically your Kazuya down 4-2, right here. So you do anything like this, press a button, and then counter hit thing. Right? In this game, that's all she's getting. I don't think she even gets anything other than Oki off of it in this game. I mean, being plus 13, like, up here. It's pretty stupid. Plus 21. Right? So, they could do this, or they could just do it like literally every game that's been before it, where it's been more like this, on counter hit, and you just get a full combo. So things like that. So also, just her crouching light medium kick, right? This goes way further than Akuma's thing. It's minus 2 on block, so you would make this, like, this is supposed to be safe. So you'd have to, like, maybe you could make this punishable. It wouldn't be faithful, but they'd probably do that. Like, if they put Chun-Li in the game, they'd make it punishable. Like, you could, while rising 4-4 this. But if they kept it original, so now you have a safe move, a safe low that's going this far. On hit, I can hit confirm. Into a knockdown. right? So let's actually turn on random guard to show you that it's not actually hard to hit confirm this. I did the input. You have forever to confirm this. Like, I'm being overly cautious right now, but you'd have forever to, like her kicks, they'd all be punishable, right? Like, her heavy one is, like, -10, right? This is -9, this is -8. So if you put Chun-Li as she is in now, all of her other kicks are safe on block. This is the only one that's going to be 10 frameable. This is -2, EX. And then you add sidestep on top of that. Now you have a character that's like, okay, this. Like, you do this low, sidestep or something, right? Sidestep, bam. This move would be retarded. This is +2. So your counter hit move, Kazuya down forward 2, +2 on block. Because, like, the reason this move is plus is, like, unlike all her other moves, this has almost no range. So you have to be up close over here in order to get it. That's the move philosophy on this. So you'd make this move plus, because all her other moves, you have to be over here to, like, get, like, proper spacing on them. Anything else is just like you're putting yourself at risk, because these moves aren't like, for example, this move right here, this move is technically punishable, but I'd have to be over here for you to get the punish, right? Not over here. Over here, damn, that pushes you mad far. But over here, right, you could get the punish, right? Over here, you're probably not punishing me. Things like this. You're probably not punishing me from here. This move is the only move. This is -12 if spaced right? No, it's just -12 in general. This move right here, -12. So you're getting a While Rising 4 out of this. This move is her sweep, so you'd probably make it. Like, how would you do this sweep animation look, though? Because you're not staggering on hit. So you'd probably get, like, why? She's not. So this animation, she's not sweeping. Yeah, I know, but she's not doing she's not doing like an Akuma sweep. She's not kicking your legs and her leg getting stuck. It would look ridiculous. It wouldn't make sense for that animation. Like, this would, like, you could totally make this like super punishable, but the animation wouldn't make any sense because of what she just did. So now you have this character. Also, we haven't talked about her special moves. So depending on the distance, she's either 0, like if up close. Okay, I just suddenly can't do charge inputs. Up close, she's like -6, right? But you're not doing Kikoken from there. You're doing Kikoken from here. And the thing about all charged characters is they get to follow their fireball. Alright? So now, because nobody's jumping over this, you have to sidestep this, right? But now I get to follow you. So you wouldn't do it from here. You do it like right here. You'd have to sidestep this. and then she'd have like a homing move she could throw out. You could have she'd have a homing move that be maybe homing move is punishable if you sidestep. Oh no, wait. So the homing move is like, I don't know what you would do here, but this move, letting you, I mean, it's not hard. This would be a homing move as well. This would be a high counter hit crushing, not high crushing, but this would be a high and a homing move. Like this animation right here would be a homing move. So, no, I get it. It wouldn't be hard. It's just like, it wouldn't be hard to make the animation. She already has an animation for it. But the problem would be more of, she can follow her goddamn fireball. And then she also has tracking moves, so if you just sidestep willy-nilly, boom. Right? The only way I could see her being able to balance it is that all her tracking moves would be high. Like her tracking move would be high, so you could sidestep and duck immediately, right? But the amount of distance you would actually sidestep off of that duck, compared to like the singles. Again, like this, sure, you could try that, right? But just probably. But again, like this move right here, but again, like the very fact that she could just follow her fireball, right? Like, and she doesn't have to just sit here and do this, right? There's charge partitioning in this game. So she doesn't have to just walk back, bop, right? Or just down back, bop. She can go, like, I'm really bad at charge partitioning. It's a hard thing to do. But you can, in charge partitioning, what it is you're breaking your charge up into parts. And as long as the gap isn't too big, you can keep your charge. So you can mix up your movement and still get the charge input, even though you didn't really do the entire charge. Things like that. And again, I'm just really bad off of it. It's also possible that charge partitioning isn't possible off of Chun-Li's Kikoken, I mean. But that move, like, she wouldn't have like granted you would know more about when she's gonna throw out this move than Akuma, because Akuma is a command normal, so he could just do it whenever he feels like it. Chun-Li has to charge it up, and she can follow you afterward, but she still has to charge it. So you could be like, okay, she's ducking a lot, she's walking back a lot, she's probably charging Kikoken, right? But you know, you have stuff like, also, why is my key display off? Anyway, so you have this move right here, Hazanshu. This notoriously goes over fireballs, right? However, from certain distances, like up close, -4. This is just barely punishable. This seems, because of the slow animation, this seems like something that would force crouch, right? This would force crouch and be like -11, -12 on block. That seems like something this move would do to me. But if you space it right, or did they change that? Because they did change that. Oh, so it's just -4 wherever. But anyway, so that doesn't even matter, right? Because she can do it at distances where it's impossible to punish her. I'm really bad at it, but it's possible. And this move would probably force crouch. So your only real option for punishing this would be 4, right? Like wall rising 4. And then even if yeah, right? But if you're forced crouch from there, right? And keep in mind, my hand and my leg aren't part of my hitbox. Only like anything from my elbow back, that's my hitbox. How many characters do you think have a forward 4 that's reaching that distance, that's far from where they are right now? And again, ignore the other Chun-Li's foot. Ignore the other Chun-Li's hand. From her elbow back is where they're standing. How many characters do you think are reaching there? That's further than starting screen distance. So this move would be like -11, forces crouch, -11, -12, maybe even -13, right? But who's punishing it from that distance? Right? Not to mention, like even if it doesn't force crouch, but let's say it doesn't force crouch, so you have access to all your punishes. Look at this, right? Look at this move right here. You're like -12. Look how low I am to the ground. This would duck under highs, minimum. This would be like on hit or on block. This would be like a high crush at the very least. I think this would be a move that would duck under lows, kind of like Zhao Yu, since everybody seems to make that comparison. Though it makes no sense. Oh no, you can float her here. This move like has been nerfed like really bad. Like it's extremely easy to float her out of this move. Let me set the computer to do it. No, oh wait, the other computer. Okay. 1 second. What it? Yeah, this is the one I wanted. So it would be extremely easy to float her out of this, right? It's already extremely easy, but this is like a Street Fighter 5 thing. And older, like, granted, we're only taking, this is the only relevant form of Chun-Li right now. Well, I have Street Fighter 4 downloaded, but I don't feel like ending the string just to start it back up with the same argument. Though, they might put Street Fighter 4 Chun, because they put Street Fighter 4 Akuma, so that might make more sense. But yeah, so like, this move would be extremely easy to float people out of, right? It'd be really easy to float them out of this, right? And Chun-Li would be amazing at stopping herself from doing that, right? Because this move actually has horrible hurtbox. I don't know why they did that to her hurtbox, but they did. But that's kind of just like her normals and like her special moves. Like, just like the way they work in Tekken would be really stupid. She has a fireball she can follow, so now she has a free setup in, right? And of course she has like kind of like a rock paper scissors situation going on. You could sidestep the fireball, but then you have to deal with like normals. And this is all going off of her only tracking move would be a high. It's very likely she would have a mid tracking move. You give this character a mid tracking move, now what are you gonna do? Sidestep, immediately block. yeah, so you sidestep, immediately block. Now what? It would kind of just depend on whether Bandai felt like making, okay, so this move, mid-tracking move is punishable, or mid-tracking move is safe. If they made it safe, which would stick with the philosophy of this character, where pretty much everything that's not a special move is safe, except for her sweep. If you did that, then this character is like, okay, so you could sidestep, but if you fuck up at all, you just got hit. If you decide to take the fireball, now I can mix you. Right? Also, for whatever reason, this move is not mid. Or not an overhead, which is stupid. But this is only a Street Fighter V thing. Hazanshu. But like, playing neutral with this character is gonna be a nightmare. Because she could go, like, from this distance, and then fireball. Like, I'm just really bad at it, but back in for free, right? And then the fireball might be like minus, but the fireball and her would have different frame data. So that fireball can be minus all at once, but you're still getting duffed. Do the fucking charging with it. But yeah, right? And then, like, you don't even have to factor in her jumping moves. Like, if you don't want to. And then, I guess they wouldn't even bother with things like V-trigger or V-gauge or things like that, because again, they probably would go in with her Street Fighter 5, not her Street Fighter 4 version. But her thing basically makes most of her moves plus. Like, this makes combos that, oh wait, we also have to talk about this move right here. So this move is one of those moves that changes based on spacing. So up close, -2, so still safe. Minus, this move is +1 for max distance. And guess who's one of the only characters who has a move, a 3-frame move from this distance? Chun. Right? So now, granted, this move has 2 hits. No, wait, I think it only has 2 hits in, anyway. So this move from here, right? From this distance right here, it's plus, right? Up close, it's safe, right? So now you have to learn the spacing of this move. And if you guess wrong, like if you decide, like, and also because this move is safe, oh wait, this could be her mid-tracking move. So now, you decided to sidestep, oh boy, that's not good for you. And then on counter hit, there's your crush counter. I really suck at doing this. There you go. But so, crush counter, right? Oh no, wait, I think I could just do a medium punch. But you see what I'm saying, right? This move on crush, on counter hit, full combo. Up close on block, safe. From proper spacing, plus. And from this distance, she's the only character with the move fast enough to actually stop this. Well, there may be like 1 or 2 characters, but this move is 3 frames. Everybody else's is like 4. So she's, not only is she plus, so now this move comes out 5 frames faster than you. Because this move is +1, and then it's 3 frames. And then your fastest move comes out like what? 4 frames. So you see what I'm saying? This character would be stupid. And this isn't even including extra moves that they would add. Oh, I haven't even talked about this move. So this move, right, this move right here, this is her back or forward medium punch. Controller does that, but this is her back or forward medium punch. It's basically here so that she could keep charging even while she's throwing out a normal. Because she's holding back this entire time, so she gets to keep her charge. This move is 0 on block, right? On hit, it's +2, I think? Oh, no, that's counter hit. On counter hit, you get a combo, right? She doesn't get a combo from max distance. I didn't know that. Anyway, this move's +5. On normal hits, +3. Right? So basically, you get hit by this, don't press a button. And if you block this, I'm even. So I dare you to try pressing a button on Chun from this distance. Because look at the pushback on this move. Like, it's not doing much because of the corner. But look at the pushback on this move. You see that? You try punishing that. A 0, like, even if they make this like -5, -6, -9, right? Even if they make this 10 frames, like nobody's punishing this. Look at this. This button is stupid. Not only that, but this leaves you in borderline. If you like do this with good spacing, this leaves you in perfect. Yeah, so like you could do this, right? Like you can't just do this. So the pushback is actually not a good thing for Chun-Li in this game, because she can't do this multiple times, right? She gets this. She gets this, right? Yeah, sure. But then you have other characters. You have plenty of characters who don't follow that. I already know. So now from this distance. So, but like, you see what I'm saying? Like, if they keep this move the way it is. From this distance, she has several options. She could do Kikoken, which from, I believe, this distance is +10. So from this distance, Kikoken, +20? Okay. So fireballs, the longer they travel, the better their frame data. Right? That's just a universal thing that's always been in Street Fighter. So you could fireball and it's plus. You can like, let's say they try and predict fireball and sidestep. You could do this move into this. If they try to press a button, right? Not only could you probably just do Kikoken, But since pretty much nothing is reaching from this distance, you can just do this and get counter hit. Nothing's reaching her from here. Plus, look at how far she crouches down from her standing. Look at her standing. Look at her when she does this. This move has high crush properties. Like, unless they just choose not to give that to her. But like, if you look at her animation and it looks like she ducks a high, this would make total sense. Like, visually, it would make sense if she, like, high crushes. Boom. High crush. You try to jab. High crush. Like, from this distance, you might be able to float her out of this, right? Like, granted, it's really hard to float her out of it in this game, but from this distance in Tekken, yeah, you might be able to float her. This isn't her jab. This is... Yeah, sure, you can do that, but this is all provided that the Chun-Li decides to hard commit to any of these things. She can just decide to, okay, I'm Zero. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, you want to press buttons? Like, this move, the beauty of this move is because this isn't a strain. She doesn't have to commit to anything here. This is a normal. She could just, like, boom. Okay, now what are you doing? Which is what a lot of Chun-Lis do anyway. Boom. What are you doing here? Okay. You wanna like just walk back? I'm gonna pursue you, right? Back, forward. Because another thing about this move is it can go from back inputs and medium input and forward inputs, right? Because this is medium punch, but back or forward. Right, if you press back in medium punch, you do this, so you can keep charge. You do forward, you could do this and pursue people with it, with the 0 on block move. So you go boom. Okay, are you trying to attack right after I press the button? Okay, now I have moves to counter you. Are you trying to walk away and get away from me? Boom, boom. Simple. Not to mention, she has this. So you do this. Backdash electric. What's this move going to do to it, Sonny? It's going to counter hit. Now you're launched. And this move right here, this is an overhead. This is pretty slow. You could probably actually, how fast is this move? It's probably like, first off, let me get the move name. It's probably like 26 or something. How much you want to bet it's 26? I bet it's 26. I'll start up. Move name. Senenshu. Yep. Senenshu. 26 frames. -2 on block. Alright. So yeah, this move, not that great. It's an overhead. It's whatever. She has this move. So this is a command overhead that crosses up. It does have a set distance. So you would only really do it from here. It's +4 on block. It would probably be easier to float her out of this, but considering she crosses up, the amount of time you have to actually do this would be limited, right? So you do this, plus frame, bop. Like, you could float her out of it if she's just like doing it randomly, but your time is already limited because she's not just going like jumping on top of you. She's jumping over you. So unless you have a move that hits behind you, like, you have to be fast with this. And especially since she could just go like plus frame. Like that. Now you have a problem. You have to have a move that hits either directly above you or behind you. So you see what I'm saying? This character would actually be retarded. And we're not even talking about... This is not the strongest Chun-Li's ever been. She's way stronger in other games. Like, unbearably stronger in other games. This normal was way more retarded in Third Strike. This button single-handedly made her miss neutral. Literally anything. You wish anything that isn't full screen, bam. Plus the move's already safe on block. And the pushback on the move. Look at that. Nobody's punishing this. Because again, her hitbox isn't from her arms and her legs. You can't use that to judge how far she is. Her elbow, her knee, from that distance or more, that's where her hitbox is. So if I do this, like, yeah, some character might be able to electrocute, but that was poor spacing. From here, nobody's punishing this. Especially since the move is already only -4. So you would make it maybe -11, -12. Maybe even -13, right? But nobody's punishing. No, Kazi is not punishing this. Not from this distance. This is out of dash electric distance. And then that's not even including her Tekken moves, which could suck, right? Like, you can make her Tekken moves not great, right? Like in this move, these two moves, this one right here, like aside from this one, like if they could change the properties of this and make this a launcher, but if they don't, and they just keep these two moves like this, these moves are kind of useless, right? Unless you're fighting in Akuma. Because these moves, like this move, is 4 frames, right? So you would make this maybe 11 in Tekken. So this move right here would be an amazing float move. The move would be designed, okay, I'm about to float you now. You're getting floated. Or this move right here, because this has a really deceptive hitbox, this move would be perfect for countering this. Because this does hit like directly above her as well. So, of course, they could just change this all, right? They could just change all of it. But then you're not being faithful to the character, or how the character was in their game. Now you haven't put Chun-Li into Tekken. You have taken Chun-Li and then made a Tekken character that's inspired by Chun-Li. Like, since we're going off of, like, being, like, this character basically just being what they were in that game, you put Street Fighter V Chun, like, not even close to the strongest Chun, into Tekken 7, this character's retarded. Not to mention this move. Like, this move is punishable. But this move, you're like a full tracking move for like 3 seconds. There's no getting around this move. You have to block. So this move as a whiff punish, if I could do it, there's no getting away from it. And it's a knockdown on hit every time. Right? Also, her crouch jab. This move right here comes off frame 4. Right? This is a 4 frame. So now, you have this Akuma problem, where it's like, maybe this move right here, this move would not be 10 frames, right? This move would be 11 or 12 frames, like Akuma's down 2. But now this goes off of any high crush. Well, oh wait, I forgot you only get light punch here, light one. And Oki. Again, excuse me, I suck at charge inputs, but you see this, right? Anything minus 11. Like if she wants to. Now I'm +4. I think this is like the heavy one isn't coming out, but the medium ones +3. +4. Right? Now, try pressing a button. I dare you. I dare you to press a button here. Press a button from here. I dare you. This character would be stupid. And this character also does nothing like Xiaoyu. There are no stances. There are no, hey, I'm going to evade you, aside from the pushback her normals already have. It's, I'm going to punch you and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm going to kick you and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, this move is -2, right? So you'd make this move safe. Like, maybe like -8, -9 or something like that. Not super safe, just enough to be like, hey, you can't just straight punish this. Or you could just make it 10 frames and it'd still probably be safe due to pushback. Yeah, this is safe due to pushback. -10, -11, still nobody's punishing this move. And then you could, even if you lower the pushback, nobody's punishing this move. Spaced correctly, which is what Chun-Li is all about. Being at this range where, hey, I can press all my buttons and get all the good properties, and you can't, none of your normals reach this far. So not only are my buttons going to beat all of your buttons, my buttons have better properties because I spaced it for max distance now. Anyway, that's the stream.